Hello, peoples. Welcome back to another episode of Missouri Mix. If you're new here, my name is Marissa, and I am the creator, your yarn host, the yarn hoarder, whatever you want to call me. I am her behind Missouri Mix. And it is January 5th, 2022. Can you believe it's already a new year? I am like, where did the year go? I'm just amazed. I do have quite a bit to show you, so I'm going to try to speed through some of this so that we can go on to other things. Let's go on to whips, because that is what is going to not fall over at the time, because I do have a stack of stuff. But okay, so I'll do that. Try not to lose stitches here. This is an ongoing project that I've had for the past week or so, because Carmen, Jody's mom, asked for a hat, because I've been making hats for different people. I've made 2 different hats for my sister-in-law, and I've sold and done stuff, so she was like, I want a hat. And so I am working on her hat. She wanted one that was green and gray. And I seen she made a hat on Well Loved, I think it was Well Loved Knits. I don't know her name because I've just started watching her podcast. But she made a hat for her husband. And what she did was she did a provisional cast on here, and she made a hat, and I finished the gray part, and then from the provisional cast on, she picked up those stitches and went up and created another hat. So yeah, and then once she was done, she shoved one into the other, and so you have a reversible hat, and you have a double layered hat, and it's double thickness. And so that's what I thought I would try out. I am using a worsted weight yarn. This gray here didn't have a ball band, but I am almost 100% positive that it is Lime Brand Heartland in a gray color. And then this didn't have a ball band, but I'm 100% sure that this is Karen Simply Soft. So I am mixing the two and making this hat. So that is the progress that I have done. This is how much I have done on the second part of the hat. It is coming along nicely, and the gray part I finished quite quickly, but the green part's going a little bit slower. Here in Simply Soft always goes a little bit slower for some reason. I don't know. And the next thing, I've never shown this, but I have been working on this. Since I finished my Forest Land sweater by, I can't remember her name. I will put all, I didn't mention it, but any links that I have to go with anything that I make here will be down in the description box down below. But since I finished that sweater, I gave it to my sister-in-law for Christmas because she loved it. And I started on another sweater. I'm not following any pattern besides just what's in my head. But I am working on another sweater. And I have gotten the body done. And I've gotten one of the sleeves done. The fit, I tried it on after I finished the sleeve. The body of it has got some positive ease in it. And then the sleeve comes to right about here. And so I'm hoping with blocking, the sleeve will come down a little bit longer. I'm not sure. Once I finish it, I'll kind of know. I'm just trying to test the water and see what it is that I like. I think the next sweater I make, though, I'm going to make it fitted or negative ease and see what that's like. Because I don't wear a lot of fitted stuff. I don't. And so I am just trying to test the water to see what it is that I like. But the size needle that I'm using is a size 9, which is 5.5 millimeter. These are my newest knitting needles. They are from Knit Picks. I'll leave a link in the description box. And the yarn that I'm using is my yarn that I got for my birthday from my husband. This is Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the colorway I cannot pronounce that. There's the colorway. I don't know if it's gonna, sorry, I'm trying to make it focus. But yeah, that's that. Those are my 2 whips. Now I can go on to finished objects. Finished object number 1. I've had this one done for a while. I just haven't shown it on the podcast. I don't have a name for it yet, but I do plan on writing a pattern eventually. This is done with what I like to call an alternate ribbing. It's where you do a 1x1 ribbing 1 round, and then you do a knit round. And see the texture that you get. This is using my own hand-dyed yarn. I used a fingering weight, which is a 75-25 base, and then I used my Angora Merino blend yarn. They're both fingering weight yarns, and I made that. And today is Wednesday, January 5th, and this pattern that I'm fixing to show you is going to be released today. Actually, right after I get done making this video. This is the purple rainbow cowl. I have showed it on here before, I believe, but I finally wrote the pattern up for it, and it is coming out today. I actually just finished a video tutorial on how to do these wrapped stitches, and I made this with a size 11, which is an 8mm knitting needle, and it is a bulky 5-weight yarn. I used K plus C Plume, P-L-U-M-E yarn. I don't know if it's discontinued or not. It was on clearance whenever I bought it. But you don't have to use this specific yarn. Just use a bulky yarn and you should be good to go. I will say that if you are signed up for my newsletter, you will know, not this one because it's coming out today, but any other patterns that I release from the time you subscribe to, as long as you are on the mailing list, you will know about the pattern releases before anybody else if you subscribe to my mailing list. And when you subscribe to my mailing list, you get coupons for the pattern, because like today, I am putting this pattern out. Anybody who is subscribed to my mailing list will get a coupon code on this pattern to make it cheaper. So, that is a plus. Another finished object that I don't have with me is my sister-in-law's scarf. I talked about it before. The pink scarf that's made out of this yarn, Trubu, which is 100% bamboo yarn. Mushroom is the colorway. If you've seen the beginning of this video, you've seen me working on it. I finished it and blocked it and sent it on its way because she was here last weekend, and I gave it to her Friday, so I don't have it here to show. I didn't even take pictures of it. I was just like, here, take it. But there's 241 yards per skein, and this is what I have left of the second skein, and I'm gonna say it was long enough to wrap twice. So, and what it is the bamboo will stretch a lot, and so I was hesitant on how much to make because it will stretch, and so I put the first skein on and then blocked it to see how long it was, and then I added half of another skein to it, and it came out the length that was what she wanted. So okay, so let's see. Now, I wouldn't call this a finished object, but I don't have any more yarn for this. I'm going to have to buy some more yarn if I want to use the same colors. If not, I might kind of fudge it a little bit. But if you've seen the video already, I did a review on the Ogo. Red Heart, I think it's the Super Saver Ogo that I did. And this is what it made out of it. This is a whole donut, ring, whatever you want to call it. That is a whole one. I don't know what the size is. I'm going to say it's at least 18 maybe inches. I don't know. I haven't measured it. But that's what that is. I don't know if I'm going to buy more to finish it or if I'm going to fudge it. It just depends on the colors that I have on my shelf. Okay, we'll finish off with this, and then I'll go on to another subject into the podcast that I am so happy to bring on to the podcast. I've been waiting for this. I finished a blanket because I was bored and I just wanted something to do. And one of my goals for 2022 is I have a lot of yarn here and in front of me that you can't see. And some of it does not have ball bands. And in order for me to design patterns, I have to know what yarn I'm using for sure, 100%. And I have to know how much I use. I have to know these things. And so I decided that the yarns like this that don't have ball bands to them, they're scraps, whatever you want to call them, like this. I know that this is a Mandela cake, but I don't have the ball band to it. Or this. I don't know what this is. You know, I have all of these things here. I don't want to throw this yarn away. I don't want to waste it. So I decided that I'm going to make blankets and stuff like that. And, excuse me. And either put them up for sale or donate them to a good cause. Something to push some of it out so I can bring in new stuff with labels and revamp my shelves. So that is something that I am working on, and I'll let you hold me accountable to it. Oh, okay, so I don't know what all of these yarns is. I think that this dark color here is a Bernat yarn. But these other two colors here, this one and this one, I don't know what they are. Every time it changes a color, it's another cake. All I did was pick up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I picked up 5 cakes off of my shelf that went together. And I just crocheted until the cake was gone. And then I went on to the next one. And that's what I plan on doing, is just pushing it out like that. Let's go on to get acquisitions done. I didn't buy a lot, but I did buy some yarn. I've never had this yarn before. This is Yarn Bee, which is Hobby Lobby, and it's called the Soft Standard, and the colorway I have here is Fern Leaves. I love, love, love this mustard color. It is a DK weight yarn. There's 200 yards or 100 grams per skein. And so, it is 70 acrylic, 30 polyamide. I love it. It's soft to the skin. I only got 2 skeins of it, but I plan on going back and getting more when they have their 30% off sale, and buying a sweater's quantity. I have yarn shedding everywhere. They're only $5 a skein, so that's not too bad, but I would rather wait until I got it for 30% off. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's all I have for that. I do have something I bought at a flea market. I think I posted a picture on Instagram. I know I did on Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I don't know. But I posted a couple days before Christmas. I opened my Christmas present from my husband, and he bought me a sewing machine. And it's something that I've wanted for a while and wouldn't buy it for myself because they're only like $100, but to me $100 is a lot of money. So I procrastinated about it. But he got it from me for Christmas, and I told him, if you buy me another hobby, then I'm just going to get more expensive. And our house is going to have more things in it that is hobby related. You know, it's just going to be more cluttered. That's just the way it is. But he went ahead and bought me a sewing machine. And I went to a flea market with my sister-in-law because I like flea marketing. And I found these bundles of fabric. Now, this was bundled together. And this was bundled together. And they were only $2 each. There's a lot of fabric here. I'll pull one of them open. There's like, of this one, there's like 4 or 5 of these folded up. But there's a lot of fabric here. And especially since when I go to Hobby Lobby and Joann's and stuff, you're looking at like regular price $10 to $20 a yard, depending on what it is that you want. Hobby Lobby had their fabric on sale for 30% off when I went Saturday. They had it, may have been Friday. They had it for 30% off. I didn't get any fabric that over there. I did get this at a flea market, but I did get fusible lining because, and I don't have it here to show because it's just fusible lining, but I've been looking up patterns to sew, and something that a lot of them call for is fusible lining, and I didn't have any. The day that I got my sewing machine, I was determined I was going to sew something, and this pattern calls for fusible lining too, but I didn't have any, but I still made it. I made 2 of these, and they're just little, would you call it baskets? Totes? I don't know. But I put all of my scrap fabrics in here. And that's what I've been using them for. I made 2 of them. This is obviously my favorite color. And I chose this one first, obviously. But yeah, I made 2 of those the first day that I got it. And I played around with things, but never could get anything to work. And then after I got my fusible lining, I pulled out some more fabric. And I made, can you guess what it is? I'll give you a second. Okay, second's over. These are bowl cozies. I think they're the cutest thing ever. Okay, so I had a little hiccup. Okay, this is the first bowl cozy that I made, and they are reversible. This side is my favorite side. But, they are reversible. Let me see. Yeah, this is one of the first ones that I made. And for the size bowl that I have, there was a lot of fabric down here at the bottom. And I played around with it. I made 2 like this because I had already got it started. And so that's what I did. And then the other 2, because I have fat quarters. And with the size bowl that I have, I can get 4 bowl cozies out of 2 fat quarters. And so the other 2 that I did, you can tell, just a little bit more flat. And what it is I took, and when you fold it to seam corners up, they call for 2 by 1, 2 inches by 1 inch. And then you angle it, make a line, and sew and make a corner. And instead of doing 2 by 1, I did 1.5 by 1. And so it kind of made it a flat bottom, which is what I was wanting. And so the next 2 that I made fit my bowls better. But it's not a hard pattern to do. There is a learning curve to my sewing machine that I didn't realize. But not hard to do. I just have to remember what I'm doing. But yeah, all of it. I'm really excited about having my new sewing machine and what all I can make. My goal is to make totes and stuff like that. So, yeah. I think that is everything that I have for you guys today. I know I have more, but I can't quite show you just yet because I gotta wait until the pattern comes closer to coming out. I went ahead and showed you the hat because I do eventually want to write the pattern for that. But I do have a couple other things. I have something coming out closer to the end of the month for February. And yeah, I hope that y'all have a wonderful new year. I know that it's the 5th right now. By the time you see this, it'll probably be the 7th. But I hope that y'all have had a great week. Do you have any New Year's resolutions, goals that you want to make happen this year? I don't have very many. Like I said, I do have the yarn that I want to clear out. But, and I would like to start in sewing a lot more. Other than that, I don't have a whole bunch of goals for my crafting. But yeah, everything that I talked about, if there's a link that I can find for you, it will be down in the description box, so that if there's something here that you see that you want, maybe you'll be able to get it too. I will see you another day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you never miss another video from Missouri Makes. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.